Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Geeta's UPSC Corner. So friends, in this video we'll be covering Laxmikant series, the first chapter, historical background of constitution. So this chapter we have divided it into subtopics. So let us see the part 2, and the topics to be covered in the part 2 are Act of 1786 and Charter Act of 1793. So let us see in detail what are these acts and what are all about these acts and the timeline between these acts and what happened in between and why are these acts formed, everything. Okay. So let's get started into the lecture series. So Act of 1786. So in 1786, Cornwallis was made Governor General and Commander Chief in India. So Lord Cornwallis was the one who was a British Governor General. So he was also made Commander in Chief in India. Okay. So coming to him, so he is well known for land, judiciary, and administrative reforms. And let us see in detail what are his demands. So he just want the power to be enlarged. So he just need the power which has given to him has to be in superior state. So if he wants it to be enlarged. So in special cases, he also want to override the majority of the council. Okay. And we also have another thing, it was enacted to give him the power of working as both governor general and commander in chief. As I had mentioned you, he just need both positions like governor general and also commander chief in India. Okay. So thus we are Act of 1786. Cornwallis became first governor general of the British India. Okay. So under the board of control and the court of directors. So these are his demands. And let us see Cornwallis. So he's none other than Cornwallis. And also let us see in detail what exactly he is and where is he from and everything. So Lord Cornwallis, he was called the founder of civil services in India. Okay. So at first, see, he was a British Army officer, administrator, and diplomat who had previously served his country during the American War of Independence. So American War of Independence. So in the American War of Independence, which took place in between 1775 to 1783. He was also part of this American War of Independence. So he has served his country during this American War of Independence. So in this American War of Independence, he has surrendered along with his troops to the Americans at the Yorktown city. Okay, in the city called Yorktown, he has surrendered along with his troops. So I also in 1786 he just accepted the offer to take up the post of Governor General of Bengal on a condition that if he'll be given supreme military command. So he accepted the Governor General post on one condition, that is nothing but he just want a supreme military command. Okay. So he arrived at Kolkata on September 12, 1786. Okay. And he took charge. And under his guidance, the Cornwallis Code was developed, which contained provisions for governing the civil, policing, and judiciary administrations in British India. So, wherein in British India, all the civil, policing, and judiciary administration uh, has to be governed by the Cornwallis Code, which was developed for all these administrative things. Okay. And also he founded one more thing like a Sanskrit college at Banaras for Hindus, and in Varanasi today that is a government Sanskrit college which was founded by Lord Cornwallis. Okay. And also, he also established a mint at Calcutta, which is nothing but currency printing and currency minting. So this mint at Calcutta was established by Lord Cornwallis. So this is all about Cornwallis, and let us see in detail what are the reforms made by him. Okay. So coming to him, we also have permanent settlement, which was introduced in Bengal and other parts of India. Okay. So in Bengal and other parts of India, this permanent settlement of land revenue was introduced by Cornwallis. And also under this system, jamindars or landlords were made the owners of the land, and the farmers were given the status of tenants. So like tenants are nothing but the ones who will take the lands in the form of lands and properties in the form of rents. Okay. So they used to take land or property in the form of tenants, and they'll use for some purpose, and in return they'll give it after their use. So that is nothing but tenants. So jamindars were made landlords, and the jamindars or landlords were made the owners, whereas these farmers were given the status of tenants. Okay. So this jamindars under this system, this permanent settlement land revenue system, this settlement system has given the jamindars right to evict the farmers at any time. Okay. So they had the right to expel them out, they had the right to throw them out at any time. Okay. So also jamindars had to pay 89% of the land revenue to the British. So 89% land revenue to British people. So British, and remaining for him. So remaining 11% to jamindars. Okay. Just a minute. I'm really sorry, I got a call. Okay, so this Jamindars, if they were having 11 parts, so out of these 11 parts, they used to take 10 by 11 part of to the East India Company, whereas the remaining one part will be taken by the Zamindar. So remaining 11% will be taken by Jamindar, whereas 89% of the land revenue will be taken by the British East India Company. Okay, so this point is nothing but this. So under this system, land revenue was fixed for a term of 10 years. So this land revenue system was for the term of 10 years. So this land revenue system has increased the drain of wealth from India to Britain. So there is a lot of money, there is a wealth draining in the form of taxes and revenues from from Indian people to the British country. So this system, majorly this permanent system, permanent settlement of land revenue system has increased the drain of wealth. Okay, so let us see in detail other service reforms. So and also we do have service reforms which were introduced by Cornwallis. So to reduce corruption in the country, Cornwallis was given the authority-related services offered by East India Company. So as I have mentioned, he is none other than the founder of civil services in India. So the management of the company was controlled by the company's directors, so they appointed the employees of the company. So he was given authority related to services offered by the East India Company in order to reduce the corruption. So what he did is he established the rules which allowed only qualified persons to get into services irrespective of their connections with higher authorities. So he did well, but he also did some mistakes. So what he did is like he used to appoint only the persons who are qualified in the services irrespective of the connections with higher authorities. Okay, and top posts, whereas the top posts in the services were reserved only for Europeans, whereas Indians were permitted to lower grade posts such as peons and clerks. Okay, so this services had abolished private weight of the company, where the services, the people, the administrative officers in the company has involving in private trade, which is draining the wealth of the people. So in order to reduce that, in order to reduce the corruption, so this Cornwallis had completely abolished the private trade of the company, which who are involving in fraudulent activities. Okay, got it? Fine. Okay. So coming to the next point, we also do have judiciary reforms, which established courts in the districts, provinces, and states. So this Cornwallis has established several courts in districts, provinces, and states, irrespective of the High Court. The High Court is Supreme Court of Calcutta, which was established under Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, so in 1773, under the Regulating Act, the Supreme Court was established in Calcutta, and the first Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Calcutta is Eliza Impey. Okay, so judiciary reforms. In judiciary reforms, we do have Cornwallis established courts in India in the districts, provinces, and states. Okay, and also see we do have separate courts for civil and criminal cases. So we do have separate court for criminal cases, and we also have separate court for civil cases. So he also abolished court fees, and then lawyers were to prescribe their fees. Okay, he has abolished the court fees, and only the lawyers were prescribed to their fees. Okay, and government servants could be sued by people for their mistakes. So what this government people used to do was, so they used to be charged against, they'd be charged by people if government servants were doing any mistakes, they were charged by people for their mistakes. Okay, so he also banned torturous punishments, like so in like the people who are like when British people ruled us, there will be torturous punishments like chopping off the limbs, noses, ears. They'll cut off your hands, they'll cut off your fingers, they'll cut off all your legs. If so, these torturous punishments will also be were also be banned by the Cornwallis. So these are all the judiciary reforms. So we also do have police reforms. So he took the control of police from the hands of the landlords to the district superintendent of police. So he took the control of the police. So previously landlords used to be control everyone. So that control has to be given to direct superintendent of district superintendent of police, DSP. And he also established tanas to maintain law and order. So tanas are nothing but the police stations. So he established police stations in every town for maintaining law and order. Okay. And also he proclaimed that people practicing slavery would be prosecuted by the law. So in 1789, what he mentioned is, so he mentioned that if people are practicing any slavery, if they are involving in slavery, they would be prosecuted by the law. Okay. So prosecutor is nothing but taking an legal action against them. Okay. So these are all the police reforms under his rule. And coming to Third Anglo-Mysore War, let us see in detail what are the causes of this war. So the British people started improving relationship with Nizam of Hyderabad and Marathas. So whereas Tipu Sultan, who assumed the control of Mysore after Hyder Ali's death, he took French help in bettering his military resources. So what he did is, after the death of Hyder Ali, he took the help from French people, and he was increasing and improving all the military power. Okay, so at that time, Tipu Sultan has refused to free the English prisoners. So some English prisoners were jailed. So he also refused to free them. So he refused to release them during the Second Anglo-Mysore War, as per the Treaty of Mangalore. So those English prisoners were jailed. So he refused to release them. So this is also one of the cause for Third Anglo-Mysore War. Okay. So, what was the course of war? So, the course of war is Tipu has declared a war on Travancore in 1789. In 1789, Travancore was a friendly state of the British, where Tipu has declared a war against the Travancore in 1789. So, when in 1790, what Governor General of Bengal, like Lord Cornwallis, did is he declared war on Tipu. So, Tipu was defeated in the first phase of the war, and his forces had to retreat. So, what English people did is, so English advanced towards Tipu's capital, that is Seringapatam, and Tipu had to bargain for peace. So Tipu want to bargain for the peace. In order for this, so this war ended with the Treaty of Seringapatam in 1782, and Tipu had to give away his half of his kingdom to the English, like British, including the areas of Malabar, Dindugal, Coorg, and Barmahal. Okay, he also had to pay 3 crore as a war indemnity to the British, and he also had to surrender 2 of his sons as a surety to the British people until he pay his due. Okay, until he pay his 3 crores, he has to surrender two of his sons as a surety. Okay, until he paid 3 crores. So this is the result of the war. See here, Tipu handing over his son to Cornwallis. Yeah, coming to Charter Act of 1796. So what is the Charter Act of 1796? Just a minute. Yeah. So this is the Charter Act of 1793. This is not Charter Act of 1796. It was a typo error. Please do not worry about this. Please do ignore it. So we also have Charter Act of 1793, which is, see, it extended the overriding authority over his council to all future governor generals and governors of presidencies. And also the governor general was given more power over the government of subordinate presidencies of Bombay and Madras. So when this governor general was made a superior, he was given power to subordinate the presidencies of governors of Bombay and Madras. So this governor general was given more power over the government of subordinate presidencies. Okay, and this trade monopoly was extended for 20 years, and commander of chief is not to be not to be member of governor general in council unless he is appointed. Okay, so no longer governor commander in chief as a member of governor general in council unless he is appointed. Okay, and also see, board of control and staff were paid salaries from Indian revenue. So they were given salaries from the Indian revenues only, not from the British. Okay, so they were given from Indian revenues. So this is all about Charter Act of 1793. Just a minute. We'll rectify this. This is 1793, not about 1796. This is a typo error. Please do ignore it. And if you do have any queries about this, you can just contact me in the comment section, or also you can reach out to me in comment section. Okay. Any queries? Yeah. As I have told you, you can just comment section, or else you can just mail us in Geeta's UPSC corner at gmail.com. Okay. And thank you for watching the video. Hope you all like this video. Thank you for watching. Also, do not forget to hit the bell icon and please do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Geeta's UPSC Corner.